What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We already got Big Hog Hockey in the chat. He actually messaged in the chat 4 o'clock, so he's been waiting since 4 o'clock. So very much appreciated, man. Sick intro, appreciate it. I actually worked really hard on that. Those of you looking who are content creators and looking to build your channel, use Canva. That's what I use to make my intro. So that's what I use for a lot of my graphics and stuff. I use Canva and Photoshop. So there's a little tip there for you guys. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this game. Big Canucks win. Obviously, tonight was a must win. There was a tweet earlier that basically said if the Canucks lose, they go down to a 6% chance of making the playoffs. So this was definitely a make or break game. I know we've been saying that a lot over these last several games, but this was a definite must win, and the Canucks come up big. They beat the Islanders 5-2. And we are live streaming on YouTube, X, and Instagram. I managed to get Instagram to work this time. Thank goodness. But let's go ahead and look at the summary. All right, there we go. So obviously there's no scoring in the first period at all. Let me actually pull things back up. Sorry, trying to rearrange my notes. First period, that first shot from the Islanders, that save by Demko, wow. Doing the splits again, I gotta admit, that made me cringe, just like the game against New Jersey, made me cringe. Guy's coming back from a groin injury, and he does the splits like that. And being a former goalie myself, back in the day when I played, man, that made me cringe, as I mentioned. Demko with another big save on Horvat. So twice now in the first period, Demko ends up robbing Bo Horvat. Like, in this first period alone, Demko appeared to be on his game, and which you absolutely love to freaking see. I mentioned earlier, this is, after all, a must win for the Canucks. Lo and behold, they come through. Hronek, again, like I mentioned, not a whole lot happened in the first period, scoring-wise, shooting-wise. Hronek did have an ice time of 9-10 in the first period alone, so he's kind of going up there in Quinn Hughes minutes almost for like per period. Seemed like Tuckett was really riding with his first unit. And then, yeah, as I mentioned, not a whole lot happened in the first period. Vancouver ended up having 5 shots. Islanders had 10. So Demko, once again, coming up big. I did end up watching the intermission segment, as soon as I saw Luke Gastick on the screen, I turned it off. Yeah, I'm still bitter over that. My whole thing with that whole thing is the fact that he didn't own up to what he did and how he was unprofessional on, being who he is. That is why I still refuse to watch him, because he never owned up to it. But I don't want to dive too much into that, as we want to talk more about the game. But second period, Suter scores his 16th of the season at 2 minutes and 37 seconds, assisted by Hughes and Hronek. Great deflection goal from Kiefer Sherwood. Woody keeps it going, continuing to have a career year with the Vancouver Canucks. I've absolutely fallen in love with Sherwood. I think he's a great pickup for the Canucks, especially after how he, was a pest in the playoffs last year when we faced Nashville. So great pickup by Alvin. Kudos to you, good sir, on getting Sherwood. Hopefully we have Sherwood for years to come. Canucks go on the power play. Horvat goes off for 2 minutes for tripping. Going into this power play, the Canucks were 0 for 6 on the power play on this road trip. So our power play has been absolutely terrible. Obviously, you're missing guys like Petey and Höglander the last couple games, but still 0 for 6 on the power play on what was this, game 4 of a 6-game road trip? absolutely horrid, and there's only so much that Quinn Hughes can do. Zizekas scores his 6th of the season at 5:33, shorthanded, assisted by Pajot. So the Canucks give up a shorthanded goal. The Islanders have actually scored 6 shorthanded goals this season. So yeah. Hang on, sorry, just looking through. Where am I? Found my place. Their power play and penalty kill are complete opposites as of late, it seems. Their penalty kill is top of the league. Their power play is down near the bottom. Canucks allow a shorthanded goal to tie it up. Sorry, where did my notes go? Oh, there we go. Canucks end up going 0-for-1 on the power play, so now they're 0-for-7 on the road trip. Not able to, and they weren't really able to do anything with this specific power play. I don't even know if they got a shot on goal. Coincidental minors for both teams, 4-on-4. And then Tony DeAngelo scores his 3rd at 5:58, assisted by Zizekas and Engvall. This was a bad goal to give up by the Canucks. Brock Besser ends up getting caught flat-footed, and you just can't allow a guy like Tony DeAngelo to just walk right in, scoop up a rebound and, put it in the net. Like, you just can't let that happen. Demko, again, with a split save, just managed to stop it with his toe. So, again, Demko with the splits. Like dude. We got Big Hog Hockey. Great game. Demko is a beast. Absolutely. He was definitely a beast tonight. He was looking like old Demko. Suter appeared to be in some discomfort at one point in the game, so that wasn't a good sign. Obviously, think he didn't leave the game, so that's good, because that would have been a nightmare for the Canucks if they lost another center. They're already down 2. Going down 3 would be like a dagger, I would say, for the Canucks. Atu Ratu scores his 3rd of the season at 13:56, assisted by Marcus Pettersson and Kiefer Sherwood. So Sherwood, 2 points at this point tonight. More on him a little bit later. There was a couple good chances at both ends of the ice. And then Derek Forbort scores his 2nd of the season at 19:35, assisted by DeBrusk and Suter. Goal off the rush. Like, what? Like, where did that come from? Now, where did that goal off the rush come from? And Derek Forbort, I don't think people are paying too much attention to Forbort, and he just walks in and snipes it. I do know Forbort is a UFA, so I think after this, definitely should re-sign him for sure. He's certainly grown on me. And then with that assist from Suter, he's now passed his career high in points. So big congratulations to Pia Suter. And then that was the end of the second period. Shots in the period were 13-11 in favor of Vancouver. After 40 minutes, 21-18 in favor of the Islanders. Moving on to the third period. Teddy Bluger scores his 8th of the season, a minute and 5 seconds into the period, assisted by Garland and O'Connor. Originally, it was just assisted by Garland, but they added O'Connor's assist to it. And the Canucks chase Ilya Sorokin. Like, what? Like, wow, I was didn't have that on my bingo card for sure. Canucks chasing Ilya Sorokin. Islanders go on the power play. Quinn Hughes takes a rare penalty. Islanders end up going 0-for-1. They do not convert. So again, the penalty kill comes up big. And then Demko robs Anders Lee. Like, we can't talk enough about Demko in this game tonight. Like, wow. Which leads me to a question I have for you guys. Let me just see if I can find it. Do you guys think the Canucks should start Demko for the rest of the road trip after the game against New Jersey and the game tonight and just his performance? Let me know. Go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about that. Personally, I think they should just roll with Demko. Let him build some momentum. Especially, we're facing Columbus next on Friday, and then after we play Winnipeg. So you definitely, I think, need Demko against Winnipeg. And I guess depending on how Lankinen's feeling, maybe you give him Columbus. I was thinking that the other day, but Lankinen, once again, didn't even dress. Seelovs was the backup, so he's clearly still under the weather. But I think they should roll with Demko for the remainder of this road trip. Keep in mind, there's only 2 games left on it. Islanders go on the power play again. Suter off. I didn't catch what the penalty was. Islanders 0 for 2 on the power play. So, again, penalty kill coming up strong again. The Islanders were really hemming the Canucks in their own zone with the goalie pulled. Like, the Canucks just couldn't get it out. And then finally, literally as I was typing that in my notes, Sherwood ends up scoring a empty net goal, his 17th of the season at 18:08, assisted by Suter and O'Connor. So Kiefer Sherwood with a 3-point night. Great to see. Obviously, we got a lot of love for Sherwood on this channel and so far in this recap. And then that's the end of the game. Canucks win 5-2. Final shots in the period were 7 apiece. Final shots in the game were 28-25 in favor of the Islanders. Just a couple post-game notes. With this win, the Canucks move ahead of the Flames by 1 point. And also, Canucks might have to start thinking about chasing the Wild and not the St. Louis Blues, because St. Louis is unstoppable right now. And I don't know if anyone's going to derail them, but the Minnesota Wild are in a bit of a bind right now. They've got a lot of injuries. They've got Kaprizov still out, and they just have not been playing all that well. And the Blues are, 2 points, two or three points behind the Wild, who have had a stranglehold on that first wild card spot for some time now. So yeah, do you think the Canucks should start looking at catching Minnesota with how hot the Blues have been? But yeah, let me know in the comment section. Do you guys think that should be a focus for the Canucks? Should we stop trying to scoreboard watch when it comes to the Blues and focus on the Wild? Moving on to our player of the game. I went with Thatcher Demko. I mean, come on. The game he had tonight, the game he had against New Jersey. He makes 26 saves and finishes the night with a .929 save percentage. So Thatcher Demko is our player of the game for that. And that's how's Instagram doing? No views on Insta. Oh, lost my spot. Anyway, let's go look at the standings, the updated standings here up on the screen. So St. Louis is 2 points behind Minnesota. Obviously, if they get another win and if Minnesota loses, they tie them in the standings. Obviously, as you can see there, St. Louis has won 7 straight. Canucks are now 3 points behind St. Louis. They leapfrog Calgary, as I mentioned. Utah is 4 behind Calgary. And then you got Anaheim, Seattle, and who's this? Crap. Oh, Nashville. Sorry, I couldn't see who the last team was. But yeah, so I think the Canucks should definitely start looking at catching up to maybe the Wild, as the Wild could easily drop to that second wild card spot. The Wild are 4-5-1 in their last 10. They've lost their last 2 games. And the Canucks have won 2 in a row. Been a while since we were able to say that, haven't we? Although looking at the numbers here, Calgary's 6-2-2 in their last 10, and Calgary's won 4 straight. So obviously, people are a little worried about both St. Louis and Calgary. Both seem to be getting hot at the right time. But yeah, Anyone else in the chat? Also, if you guys have any questions for me, go right ahead and fire away. I'll answer them here on the stream. Yeah, great game for the Canucks. As I mentioned, they needed this win and pick up a big 2 points. Obviously, we mentioned earlier, had the Canucks lost, their playoff hopes would have essentially been crushed. From the them having projected to have a 6% chance if they were to lose in regulation. If they were to lose in overtime, they'd still be in it technically, but they needed a win in regulation. They needed those 2 points, and also we don't have the Eastern Conference standings up right now, but I do know that the Islanders, this was a big game for them that they needed to win. Obviously, they come up short, so that puts them in a bit of a bind. Obviously, yesterday there were a few teams that were ahead of them in the standings. They all lost yesterday, including the Rangers. I think I even saw a little thing about, what was it, JT Miller getting demoted or something off the first power play unit, actually being replaced by his buddy, Vinny Trocheck. So I don't know if there's much of a story there. Maybe I'll look into it, and who knows, maybe I'll do a video on it on the channel. But yeah, big win for the Canucks. Again, if you guys have any questions, again, I think it's just a big hog in the chat right now. But all good. Just double checking. Yeah. Okay. Well, I may as well plug our Discord and all things coming for the channel coming up. Obviously, I've been mentioning in my last few videos that the Discord is live. Go ahead and join it. It's completely free. Be a part of the conversation. The link is in the description down below. Also, the Patreon, I'm still working on getting those, getting all the tiers set up. So far, we just have the one tier, which has to do with the Discord, as well as our upcoming weekly mailbag feature that will be on the channel. I'm also, again, still working out the details for that, but hopefully in the next week or next coming days, I'll have more information on that, and I'll be sure to let you guys know right away on our social media pages, on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I seem to be really blown up. Well, okay, maybe not blown up, but I get a lot more traction on TikTok, it seems. So, crap, I lost my train of thought for a second. Sorry, just looking at my phone. Messages. I remember what I was going to say. Kimia, I don't know if you're going to see this, but thank you for the advice on getting a TikTok account. And Nicole, if you end up seeing this, I think I'm kind of hooked on TikTok now. So you were, when you gave me that warning, it doesn't look like it worked. I'm not even sure if they're going to see that or what, but who knows. But yeah, just a couple friends who, give me some advice for the channel. And actually, Kimia is a big fan of the channel. So thank you, Kimia. It looks like we're up to 14 views on 13 on X and 1 on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, again, I'm going to keep saying, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and tweet, comment, and I'll do my best to answer it. Question can be anything, Canucks related, my Canucks fandom. You guys can ask about that. Go ahead. Got another viewer on YouTube. Sweet. Where's Instagram doing? Okay. Sorry, I'm still trying to make figure things out when it comes to live streaming on like multiple platforms. I'm just trying to check each one, make sure they're all working properly. Uh, any more banners? I may as well throw the ticker on there. Plug the Discord once again. Um, trying to. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and maybe talk about the Eastern Conference standings. Where's my thing here? Fine. There we go. Switch that out. Oh, there we go. Share screen. Let's go ahead and look at the Eastern Conference standings. Quickly Google it. Okay. Okay, so we got Toronto, 89 points, tied with Florida for top spot in the Atlantic. Tampa Bay, 87. Washington Capitals. Now, we did a video a little bit earlier. Actually, it was during the game. I quickly, threw up my video on signing that extension with the Capitals. I think that's a big move by Washington on their part. Definitely a darn good signing. Obviously, I mentioned in the video earlier. If you happen to see it, I actually have Chikrin in a few of my fantasy leagues, so I'm a big fan of Jacob Chikrin. He's put up a lot of points for me, especially him being a defenseman. Washington at 103 points. Not having my Canucks bias, I'm starting to think the Capitals might be a favorite to win the cup this year. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. But if I had to pick a team that's not Vancouver, and I'm not going that far, but if I had to pick, a team that would have a good chance of winning, I think I'd have to go with Washington based on how they've been playing this year. Obviously, the stuff with Ovi. Last I looked, he was 6 goals away from the record. I also heard that apparently once he reaches 5 away, that Gretzky and Bettman are going to be going to the games and are going to be there live for when the record breaks. Moving back to our rankings, Carolina with 90, New Jersey with 83. They had a big win tonight against the Blackhawks. The Ottawa Senators, 79 points. Canadiens, 75. Montreal, bad loss the other night to St. Louis. They got absolutely brutalized by St. Louis the other night, 6-1. So the Islanders are 1 point behind Montreal. Had they won tonight, they would have been above the playoff bar. So they're tied with the Rangers. And then Columbus with 73 points. Detroit, 72. And then we won't even look at Boston because it's obvious Boston's not making the playoffs. Like, not a chance. I guess that does it for the standing. I haven't really looked at. Oh, guess we already have. I haven't really looked at the standings. Okay, so Winnipeg, Washington's only 1 point above Winnipeg, so it's looking like it's going to be a battle between Winnipeg and Washington for President's Trophy this year. Winnipeg's 7-3 in their last 10. Washington's 8-1. Like, that's going to be a dogfight towards the end between those teams. Dallas isn't too far behind with 94 points, tied with Vegas. You got Colorado, Carolina, Kings. The Kings have been freaking surging lately too. 9-1 in their last 10, won 4 straight. And I've noticed, just on highlights and stuff, that Andrei Kuzmenko has been kind of tearing it up in LA since he was traded there. He seems to be putting up the points. I did recently add him in fantasy just because I had so many people who were out and injured. I had IR spots or IR plus spots, so I quickly threw them on, and I was like, scrolling through players to pick up. I got Big Hog Hockey in the chat saying I love Kuzi. So do I. That's why I have that Kuzmenko skate jersey, and that's why I continue to wear it. Still love Kuzi. Although I'm not as big of a Pepsi fan as Kuzmenko is, I'm more of a so that's the only difference between me and Kuzi. But I do miss Kuzmenko. I do really wish that he had worked out here in Vancouver. I think I even said in a previous video, I'm not sure if I did or not, but I do feel as though Canucks kind of pushed him out and kind of gave up on him, which sucks because he was so exciting. Especially, that first season he had with the Canucks, like, wow. He gave me freaking Bure vibes, the way he played. Obviously, he hasn't been back to that level since that season, which, sucks, but I really do hope he plays great in LA and, blossoms there, as he's got a lot of good players on that team, like Kopitar, Kempe, Fiala. Like, he's got some top caliber players on that team playing with him. So hopefully, he ends up breaking out in LA. So, yeah, big fan of Kuzmenko. I always be a big fan of Kuzmenko. Again, I really do wish things worked in Vancouver for him. Let's keep looking at it. You got Toronto 89, Florida 89, Edmonton 87. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10. I know they have both Draisaitl and McDavid out, and they're ruled out for the next several games, or at least McDavid is. I think they said Draisaitl might be a week. I do have McDavid in one of my fantasy leagues, so that sucks for me having McDavid out. And then I believe I have Draisaitl in a different league, so that's a big bummer for me. I had Draisaitl last season. I ended up drafting him, and he really stunk at the start of the season, so I was pretty annoyed by that. But yeah, looking back, and then you got Tampa Bay 5-4-1 in their last 10. Minnesota 4-5-1. We mentioned they've not been playing all that great. New Jersey 5-4-1, 83 points. St. Louis 8. We've already covered St. Louis. Vancouver 15th in the league. Yeesh. We haven't really talked about Ottawa. Ottawa's been on a bit of a roll. They lost their most recent game, but they are 7-3-0 in their last 10. Calgary, we already mentioned. Montreal. Then Utah, 5-3-2 in their last 10. Rangers 3-6-1 in their last 10. Yeah, the Rangers aren't looking too good. So I guess JT can't solve everything for you. Jackets, Red Wings, Boston, and then Pittsburgh, Anaheim, Seattle. Ooh. I think we mentioned this in one of our in our last live stream talking about like the Flyers being 1-8-1. And my wife's not gonna like that at all. Yeah, I am. For those of you new to the live stream or the channel, my wife is a Flyers fan. Yeah, I married a Flyers fan. So every year when the Canucks play them, it's pretty hostile in our house. Whether it's a home or away game, it gets pretty hostile when the Canucks play the Flyers. But you know, it's all in good fun between the two of us. It's what actually helps makes our marriage even stronger. Actually, Sabres 5-5 in their last 10. Nashville 5-4-1. Blackhawks 2-7-1, and Sharks 4-6-0. Oh well, not a whole lot. Let me go back to my notes, see if I missed anything for the game. No, it's not looking like I missed anything. All right. I think we might cut the stream a little bit short, at least this, unless anyone has any questions in the chat or in the comments. Head far away. Once again, ask me questions if you like. They can be, as I mentioned, related questions, hockey related questions. You know, go ahead, far away. They can be about Kuzmenko too if you want. They're big hog. Still nothing on Instagram. Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for this live stream tonight. Don't have any questions. Not bad for our third live stream that we channel. Obviously, I'm still learning things and being a content creator, and still getting better at the technical things. Yesterday, I did decide to upload any videos as I was doing a bunch of graphics work, for the rest of the week, and also just to help out. That way, I wouldn't have to do it later on. Like in particular, I got everything ready for the stream tonight yesterday, so that's why there was no videos uploaded yesterday. I also worked on actually, let me see if I have anything. Yeah. So for yesterday, let me just fix the screen real quick. There we go. That's better. I did work on this yesterday, so just a little quick. Yeah. So that is what I probably spent, I don't know, several hours on that yesterday. So, but that was for that video that I did in regards to that non-realistic trade that was on that article. It still makes me laugh, honestly, that was suggested. Trading PD to New York for or reuniting PD and Miller in New York, be like, you guys deal with this, have fun, kind of thing. But that's gonna do it for this live stream. Go down to our social media thing. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Again, I'll reiterate. Give us a follow. Interact with us on social media. Find us on X, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, as well as Discord. I keep mentioning Discord. Where'd my Discord thing go? There we go. Discord. Also, if you guys prefer audio as opposed to video, which is completely fine, um, I got go ahead and check us out on Spotify. Spotify hasn't been doing all that great, despite me uploading a bunch of videos. I'm also still trying to learn the whole Spotify thing. I'm more in tune with YouTube when it comes to monetization, or I'm just getting it up off the ground on Spotify. Not everyone uses Spotify, obviously. I'm not on Apple Podcasts. At least I don't. Yeah, not on Apple. I don't really use Apple. Um, but yeah, no, that's gonna do it for this live stream. Big hug. Thanks for joining us. Looking forward to seeing you in our next one if you can make it. Um, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.